Hi, it's me, Annalisa. I'm coming to you again from My Spiritual Friend on YouTube, and on Instagram it's at My Spiritual Friend. So my video this evening is about some information I picked up from my guides yesterday and a little bit the other day, and I thought I would share. I wrote down notes so that I don't misspeak or don't forget anything. So I'll talk about a couple different topics. The first one is the royals. And it was just more just a psychic impression that I got when I was looking at a picture of Charles and Camilla. I finally remembered her name. It was Trump and Melania and Queen Elizabeth, and then Charles and Camilla. And I just got this image, and my guides made me feel like the royals actually kind of take bets on the gaffes and who's going to do what when they have visits like this. I don't know if it's just a way to sort of lighten the mood. And it's not just on Trump. I mean, you've seen a lot of stuff out there about his suit. And but it's more on everybody, because you've seen the videos of even Obama and Michelle and the things that they've done, and George W. But it was just the sense that when I looked at it, it's like, and also I feel like they kind of really didn't want to be a part of that function, but sort of drew the short stick. I thought Melania looked lovely. I mean, it does feel like energetically, and if you read energy, that she just really zips up tight and puts this huge wall around herself. She doesn't open up easily in general, but she has really shut down and put a wall up since Trump has been president. So I thought I'd share that. The next thing I was going to talk about was, the universal health care, Medicaid for all. I've heard it said. There will be some form of this that will come into place, and it will start being put into place in 10 years. It'll be under a different name. I don't feel like it'll be Medicaid for all. But then in 20 years, it'll be fully implemented, and everybody will kind of be on board with it. I also felt like that insurance for profit will go to the wayside, and it will all be more of a nonprofit sort of thing. I don't think that the companies will completely fold. A few of them will, but I don't think all of them will. It'll just take on embody a new incarnation, essentially, of its own. Even when you have healthcare and health insurance, and you have good health insurance, it's still like such a process, and there's so much red tape to get through just to get a test, to get a diagnosis, to figure out what's wrong with you. And I've seen it in family members for me, and it's really a shame. And I worked in healthcare, and it breaks my heart. So I do believe, again, in 10 years, they'll start kind of be putting into place, and 20 years will be fully implemented. And I know it takes a long time, but there's just so many different sides and so many different views about how it needs to be done and where the money's going to be funded and all of that stuff. So that's why it takes so long. Electoral College is up next. And the Electoral College, I believe, what I heard was that it will be abolished in 2026. Now, I know I have read about that this is really pretty much going to be an impossible thing to happen, but I do believe it's what I heard. And listen, I've heard crazy things before and they've come true. So it's what I heard, it's what I was told, that in 2026 the Electoral College will be abolished. Take it or leave it, whatever. Last but not least, Trump. And why I kind of even poked them about Trump was because I had a question on my last live show, it's June 2nd, 2019, and it's literally like the first question, so it's within the first 5 minutes, in not even 5 minutes, in a person questioned, what's going on with Trump. And I said to her, I don't know, it's really hard for me to figure it out, because I hear different psychics say, I've heard some say that he's going to resign. I've heard some say he's going to be impeached. I've heard some say he won't be reelected. And I've heard some say he's definitely going to be reelected. And I never seemed to resonate with any of that. I couldn't figure out why I wasn't being pulled in one direction or the other. And I have to tell you, at one point, before he was ever even elected. I felt he definitely wouldn't finish this presidency. I don't even think he would get as far as he has. This is like a whole new ball game, I got to tell you, and I can't figure it out. So I asked them, why am I not getting a clear answer? What's going on? Because I didn't know if it was my own emotional connection or what. And they said to me, and I thought this was interesting, it's not set in stone. Okay. They said, we all keep focusing our energy at him. Supporters and detractors, we all keep focusing our energy towards him. Obviously supporters are excited, and then the detractors are saying, I don't want him in here again. We need to get rid of him. It's criminal. You name it. Everything they can think of to get him out of here. But the thing is that they told me is that when you get caught up needing justice, and needing for it to happen a certain way, needing to make sure he pays if you're against him, they say you stop the flow, right? So you stop moving in the direction that you really want to go, and you're sort of focused and you stay in this rut of having him here. So they said, if you truly want someone new, focus on the end result and not the details, right? So don't focus on, well, he'll be impeached, or I see him doing this, or I see that. Just focus on a new person being in office, right? So there's 23 or 26 candidates in the Democratic field right now, and there's a couple really good ones. And I did a thing on where I thought that who would end up being the Democratic nominee, and that. But what they made me feel like is going to happen is that if you can, the visualization, rather than picking one specific person to see, if you can just even see the Oval Office, see the desk, the presidential desk in the Oval Office, see a calendar with a date, right? So pick February 7th, 2021, because he would have been or he or she new president would have been sworn in at the time, and see president number 46, whatever it is, because then you don't really need to pick the person. You don't need to be focused on the person. You just are focused on the fact that it's somebody other than Trump, because Trump is president 45, and anybody who comes after him, so if he stays in the same term, he'll still 45. I know I'm talking to you like y'all don't have no brain or anything, and obviously not the case. So my apologies. But point being is, if you just focus on a placard or something else, seeing it as a new thing, then the person doesn't necessarily matter who ends up in there. Also, I want to reiterate, what's interesting is the person on the video asked me, is he leaving? And I heard at that time, and I went back to watch it to make sure I'm saying it to you right. They said he's leaving, but not in the way we want him to. So I don't know what that means, but that's what I heard at that time. And then they also said, make sure that you're visualizing that there's a record voter turnout, right? So visualize banners going across the news screen and get excited about it. Don't, get excited about it being presidential 46, because I think if you can just focus on it sort of being not connected to any person, it's easier to lift the weight off of it, right? And record voter turnout is it was easier for people to vote. Don't even focus on people being turned away. It's just more and more people voted than ever before. Just things like that, because really that's what you want, is you want everybody coming out to vote, because that's sort of what will help push us over. If you're, sorry, I say us. I am a registered Democrat. You can look that up. But I only registered because of the laws in New Jersey that say if you want to vote in a primary, you have to register. A primary. You have to register with a party. And so I've always been independent. But otherwise, I had to for New Jersey. But I'm not a fan of Trump's. I want our country to come together and work together for the good of all. Kind of the way I roll. So, all right. So that's what I got. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm sorry if I talked too fast. I was trying to make this a quick video. I am super excited. I want to thank all of my old subscribers and my new subscribers. I'm at 123. I know it's not as high as, you know, some people have 7,000, 14,000, whatever. But I'm excited because I enjoy doing this. I enjoy sharing my gifts with people. Come back on Sunday evenings at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I do a 30-minute session every week pretty much, and do free readings for people. I also have private readings if you want to check out my website and connect with me through there. It's www.myspiritualfriend.com with a little theme of empowering your journey. Someone made me this cup. It was very sweet. I love it. So y'all have a good night. I say y'all because I'm originally from Texas. I hope you come back and join me. If you like me, subscribe, like, click the bell, all of that jazz. Thanks again. Y'all have a good one.